Do you want your wedding planning to be easy peasy, ocean breezy? Then you may want a cruise ship wedding. Now, before you commit to that cruise ship wedding and to that person that you love, you might have a few questions, and we are here today to answer those questions. The first question you might have is this even legal? And I happen to have my in-house attorney here to explain that answer to you.
Anna, since the days of the first wooden sailing ships, all captains have enjoyed the happy privilege of joining together two people in the bonds of matrimony in Hollywood. In reality, it depends upon where the ship is flagged and also what the cruise ship allows the captain to do. If the captain can't marry you, the cruise line and your wedding planner will arrange for a dockside celebrant, or you can have someone marry you at one of your ports of call. The cruise line can arrange for a justice of the peace or other celebrant to make sure that you have a happy and wonderful and legal marriage.
Let me hear it in the comments. Where did you get married, and would you consider a cruise line or cruise ship wedding? Or if you are married, what do you think about a cruise ship for your vow renewal? They do those also, and it's way less complicated. The next thing you might want to know is just how expensive is this? And you might be surprised to find out that many cruise lines have wedding packages that start at under $2,000. Now, they do go up the more things that you add, but a lot of those packages include things like a wedding planner or coordinator, not only on board, but in the months leading up to your cruise, an officiant, flowers, music, champagne, even a wedding cake. You can add a la carte options like photos, a full reception, extra flowers, reception music, but overall you're going to spend way less on a cruise ship wedding than you will on a land-based wedding. What are your venue options on board a cruise ship? Well, I'm going to tell you this. They're not limited to just on board the ship. While many of the cruise ships have specific venues that they will recommend to you for a wedding, like the atrium or one of the lounges or nightclubs, you might also be able to do it on their private island or at one of your port destinations. The wedding planner or coordinator will help arrange all of those plans for you, even if you decide to get married at the Bahamas or at one of your other port destinations. So really, the horizon is your limit. Will a cruise ship marry same-sex couples? The answer to that is a resounding yes. I don't know of any cruise ship that won't perform same-sex marriages. Now remember again that most cruise ship wedding ceremonies are symbolic, so you will probably still need to get married at home. Some cruise ship weddings are legal, and same-sex marriages on board the ship will be legal if the marriage is legal in the country where the ship is registered. Can people who aren't cruising come to your wedding? Yes, in almost every case they can. So the people that aren't actually going on the cruise will be invited as day visitors to the cruise ship. On the cruise that does an embarkation day wedding, those guests can come on the ship and have your wedding ceremony with everyone present. They will then be escorted off of the ship, and you'll go on to continue your honeymoon or your vacation. Otherwise, the ship will do the ceremony shoreside so that those guests not traveling with you will still be able to enjoy the festivities. How many people do I have to have at this thing? Well, that's really up to you. Most cruise lines will do weddings anywhere from just you and your spouse all the way up to 150 plus people. It really depends on the limitations of the venues available on your ship. Talk with the wedding coordinator or wedding planner as you're doing your plans, and they will advise you as to what your maximum or minimum requirements are. How far in advance do you need to plan? Well, it generally takes on land about a year to plan a wedding, and I would say you want to plan as far in advance as you can with your cruise line. A year is a good number. Most of them have a cutoff date of no more than 2 months prior to the wedding, but I will warn you, cruise ships only do a limited number of weddings per sailing. So if you don't book it enough in advance, you may find that you have to change your wedding day or even your cruise ship. As an example, Royal Caribbean by July of 2022 had already booked all of their wedding time slots on every Royal Caribbean ship for the rest of 2022. So that's minimum 6 months in advance. You want to do it as soon as you have your plans set in stone. If you like this type of content or you just want to talk about weddings, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified as soon as we post something new, don't forget to boop the bell. If you'd like more information on cruise line weddings, or you have other wedding plans or vacation plans that you need help with, don't forget to reach out to me at anna@wavesandwandering.com, or just leave a note in the comments, and I am happy to help you plan your fairy tale wedding at sea. The last thing I want you to know is that when you do a cruise ship wedding, everybody sailing with you does have to pay for their own cabin, unless you're footing the bill, in which case I'll send you my address so that you can invite us. But it's definitely a much easier way to do your wedding. Most of the things are already prepackaged and handled for you, and all you need to do is show up, get married, and enjoy a honeymoon. I also recommend, for those that want a little private time, if you're doing a on-board wedding ceremony and inviting family and friends, consider doing a back-to-back cruise so that on the second leg of the trip, it's just you and your new spouse enjoying some time together.